What up, Dude Bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Dude Perfect bow by Nerf. This is a wicked big bow toy that shoots wicked big arrows. Included is the bow itself, a cool target, and 2 arrows. The scale of this thing is absolutely monstrous, hence the weird framing of the video. I'm a little under 6'4" in height. I mean, you can just see how big it is. It's wicked big. But the bow itself is pretty simple in design. It seems to be very much based around doing its job, which is shooting arrows for the trick shot mentality like the Dude Perfect YouTube channel. So no in-strike tactical rails or any silly gizmos. It really is performance-based, more or less. It is a bow and it's powered sort of like a bow. I haven't taken it apart to completely understand it, but it doesn't bend the bow arms like a recurve bow. But when I pull it back, I can feel a lopsided wheel turning in here, so it might be powered like an actual compound bow, which has the benefit of once you get to the all the way rear position, holding it back is pretty light compared to a recurve where once you pull it back, all that energy required to pull it back, you still have to maintain that to hold the string back. A compound, you pull back and then once it's in the rear position, the little lopsided gear thing flips to the easy mode and then you can line up your shot before you release. But unlike many other Nerf bows, the string here is not elastic. It's powered by this mechanism in here, and it's not a spring plunger tube system like dart bows. So a unique propulsion mech, but definitely necessary because it shoots these arrows stupid far. To hold on to the bow, you have a nice grip right there. It's very smooth, filleted. It reminds me of like a Rebel blaster in its lines, but comfortable for an adult hand because this thing is overbuilt and over-designed for adult use. I'd actually recommend really small people staying away from this one because it might be tricky to use because it's like big. So grip, propulsion mechanism, again, the arms don't move. Now to the loading and this whole area. So this bow does not have an open side on the side here. It's one hole. So you have to slide the arrow like through the hole. It's a little different than a real bow. After that, you then knock your arrow in the little knocking area. There are 2 fat parts around the thin part. The thin part is obviously where the arrow goes, but the fat parts make sure the arrow kind of stays still. And that's great for consistency. When you release at different points of the string, it can kind of change your trajectory. Since it's a target bow trying to like have precision long-range shooting, that detail really does make a difference. After it's knocked, you just pull back on the string, and a white little arrow support thing in the center here will actually spring action load up when you pull back on the string. And that supports the arrow in a floating position so it can fly through. The fins don't smack into the plastic and disrupt accuracy, and it goes down out of the way of the fins. I really like this flap system. It's a great way to have the arrow effectively floating for precision, but the fin doesn't smack into the bow. Like real bows and arrows, they might have other ways to solve that problem, but some toys, it just eventually batters away at your feathers or, you know, that fin part. So after you shoot it 50, 60 times, you might have to go buy another arrow. This floating system kind of eliminates that problem or that damage. So pretty cool. I have pretty limited experience with real bows and arrows, but I found it pretty simple to load, fire, and actually shoot pretty accurately with this bow. After you have the arrow pulled, you can also look down the little sight right here. And this is an adjustable sight with this little lever. This will slide up and down for elevation. However, with only one point of reference, if we pretend the orange thing is the sight, and I'm trying to line my shot up with my eyeball, I can have different lines because my eye can move and I can still look through that sight. This compares to 2 points of reference where I put my eye in line with both of these and it's a line segment. It can't move because if I bob my head, I realize my sights are out of alignment and I'm not doing it right. An inherent flaw with just having one sight like that. But again, after firing a couple of arrows, I really didn't struggle trying to hit stuff. This blaster is pretty consistent. So if you just pay attention to where the first few go, you can just remember and kind of intuitively fire where you're pointing the arrow. Yeah, overview done. It's a wicked big blaster, but again, it's pretty simple. It doesn't have gizmos that are completely unnecessary. So again, put your arrow on in there, knock it up, pull back, and fire. I know what you must be thinking. Hey Frank, those arrows, that sounds like it's smacking that door. That must hurt to get hit. I was curious too, so I asked my mom to shoot me since I'm staying with them since Irma took my power down. I've been off grid for a week now. Freaking hurricanes, how do they work? For science, I get shot.
Wow. Okay, last one.
Okay, I'm gonna try to catch this one. This isn't gonna work. Oh gosh.
Oh, get it almost.
Okay, I'm gonna try to catch this one. Now, I was flinching like a little baby because my mother joked about shooting me in the head, and it looked like she was trying to line the shot up to intentionally hit me in the face. And even a Nerf dart, that's annoying. You don't want to get shot in the face. And these things, they're heavy, they fly ridiculously fast, and they carry a ton of energy. That being said, body shots don't hurt, but I would not like to get shot with one of these at point blank range. Like, it would just be uncomfortable. If I was playing competitively with these things and I knew I was getting within 10 feet of people, I would honestly wear a face mask and a cup, because that would hurt, man. These things fly fast. And a note about the target, it has this coupling system, so it collapses into a symbol. You can put them together like that. And at the bottom, it has a stake, so you can shove it into the grass and it'll stand up on its own. Further illustrating, this isn't designed to be an indoor toy. It's supposed to be out in your grass. Unless you have grass in your living room, you stake it in. Your mother's flower pot doesn't count. I tried. She got upset. It's dirt. Why'd you put dirt inside if you're not supposed to stake stuff into it? I don't know. But once it's staked into the ground, the idea is to hit the center of the target, and the target falls out of this little ring. The design is pretty cool. It's a reactive target, meaning it's not just something that you consistently shoot at. When you hit it, it reacts, hence reactive target. So its reaction, of course, is to fall down. So if you're 100 feet away, which is not an unrealistic shot for this, well, I'm not the dude perfect guy, so I'd have to take a few shots to hit it. But eventually, you could see from 100 feet, oh, I hit it, because it'll fall out. However, I did test this with Nerf darts, and unless you're shooting really close to it or are really high-powered or using projectiles that are really heavy, like the Demolisher missile, this target won't unlatch. So it wouldn't be easy to use this with your normal Nerf blasters. It's designed for the heavier, faster moving projectile to knock it down, which is nice because it holds together when you're walking and stuff. If it were light enough for a micro dart to pop it out when you're walking, it would constantly, that would get annoying. So that's the target. Simple in design, but it works well. So overall experience firing the Dude Perfect bow. It's a lot of fun. I was surprised by its accuracy and consistency, and it just shoots in a straight line for miles. Like, you don't have to really lob your shots. This thing just beelines to the target. That being said, this seems to carry far more energy than even a Titan rocket out of a modified Titan. I would not recommend shooting these arrows or using this bow indoors. If you have single pane glass windows, you could legitimately break your windows with these arrows. Like, they truly fly fast. I'm gonna keep repeating myself because I don't have a way to measure kinetic energy transfer other than having my mother shoot me and saying ow. Energy transfer aside, it would be pretty impractical to try to turn a corner. The slow rate of fire, it's really not optimized for like player versus player Nerf, but that's not what Dude Perfect is all about. They're about shooting targets and stuff. For that goal, it does a very good job. It's fun to use, it's easy to learn how to shoot. My mom, after one misfire, didn't really mess up any other shots. And compared to other Nerf blasters, the range is just absurd, and especially the precision at that range. And these arrows are a little heavier and they fly with so much more energy, and again, that wouldn't be really safe to shoot at people unless you're wearing proper face gear and honestly athletic cups, because maybe you want children at some point in your life. But that extra weight helps you fight through wind. So if it's breezy wherever you're doing your target shooting outdoors, the arrow will fight through, compared to like a Nerf rival round, which has awesome range and precision, but when you're outside around wind, the balls just kind of get like knocked out of the air. So kind of an odd conclusion and opinion on this product. I think it does what it's supposed to do very well, but I don't really think it's in line with most other things on my channel, regardless of it flying the name Nerf. I wouldn't recommend it for competitive Nerfers. You can really damage people if you're shooting them at close range. It's not especially practical due to its rate of fire and size, but as an outdoor target shooter and just a plinking toy, it's a blast. And the release mechanism is really cool. I like the precision of that compared to the Zombie Strike arrow shooter and all of the Rebel arrow shooters. When you shot those, the arrow immediately just kind of did whatever it wanted. So those really weren't that precise. It was difficult if you were trying to target shoot to reliably hit stuff. This blaster, because of its loading and firing mechanism, which is super cool, consistently launches. So if you miss, it's probably your fault. What does that mean? Sniper status is possible with a bow, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get some duct tape and tape my scope there. Oh man. Oh, especially a side-mounted scope. I can be a bow sniper, a gangster. That's a thing now. It's gonna be a thing. I want to put two scopes, one on each side, to go like this and look down both at the same time. That'd be sweet. Bit of a downside is the cost. It only comes with 2 arrows for the retail cost, and it's considerably more expensive than other Nerf blasters. But I really struggle to really put it in the same category as other Nerf blasters. I think of it more of a beach toy class. Like if instead of going to play Frisbee with your friends, you grab this thing and start target shooting. Like instead of, hey, do you want to play with a Nerf blaster? No, let's start shooting each other with these. Like it's not really comparable. Yep, so that's my review and opinion of the Dude Perfect bow by Nerf. I'm really curious to know what you guys think of this bow. Is this something that you guys would buy to play with when you're not playing with Nerf blasters, to go out and try to target shoot with your friends? Perhaps would you buy it in order to shoot your friends with it while they're shooting you with Nerf darts, or when they are unarmed? That's cool. Kind of a D-bag move, but okay. Or do you just have no interest whatsoever? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. That's my review. I'll leave an Amazon purchase link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical. Okay, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have a bow in my hands, and I just binge watched all of those on Netflix. You have failed this city. Oh, it's not green. Duh. Can I color replace? You have failed this city. My name is Oliver Queen. Oh, that's my Batman voice. How does he just yells. No, he uses voice changer like a cheater. BT Dubs changed the filming location because Hurricane Irma's little hissy fit, if you guys heard about it. I live in Naples, Florida, which was hit pretty hard, along with all of the lower part of Florida. My entire city was without power for a couple of days. It's been like a week now. My house still doesn't have power, but I'm staying with my family. They do have power, and more importantly than lights, air conditioning. Southwest Florida gets hot without it, so hopefully I can get back to my studio soonish and I'll go back to my normal recording area. I will forever have an uncontrollable negative bias towards any woman I meet called Irma. I'll be like, oh, hi, I'm Frank. Oh, I'm Irma. Hey, you, Irma, you destroyed my house. Irma, you have failed this city. Okay, I'll stop now. Goodbye.